Hello, everyone. Welcome to this next session. We have Bianca Garibaldi, who is going to talk about a very interesting topic because this is really a take on social media that I haven't seen before. It's been mentioned but not analyzed in this way. Yeah, there are some advantages to having the information, the information collection and analysis on social media. So thank you so much, Bianca, for being here, and I'll hand over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Angelina, for the opportunity to be here. Hello, guys. My name is Bianca Garibaldi. I'm from Brazil. I was a deputy judge for 12 years in Brazil, and I work close to the federal police to make profiles for pedophiles and abusers. And was the time when I start to really work with investigations, because in the court I just take the decisions because I was the judge. But in this part of my job, I really start to use my skills with investigations. And from the beginning of my career, we start to do investigations very slowly without a lot of information. We don't have social media at that time. We need to look at the proofs and the process. We need to hear witness many times. We need to read the people, the body, the expressions, the lies, very slow way. But then after my career came social media. And then as investigator, I really feel very excited have social media. And why was so exciting? For the first time, everyone, me, you, start to share our privacy. We start to share our information, our feelings, our desires, our fears. We start to share everything. Because came across this new tool, social media, I'm start to have more studies about behavior analysis in social media and how to use these in my investigations in the court, or when I make my projects for child safety, for make profiles for abusers. When I start to use my skills to analyze social media, was clear, then we show a lot there. And this was a blessing. It's my doubt today. It's a blessing or a curse. When I start to use it was a blessing, because the most of the time our behavior in social media, it's very important sometimes to overcome some risks. Today we put in a lot of information, and these help us as investigations, open source analysts, judges, law enforcement to understand what happened. But this digital footprint, it's okay when is relate adults. And why I'm start to advocate against to have young people in social media. I worked for many years, like I say, as a judge in Brazil. But when I moved to Ireland, I started to work in different companies, Google, Meta, Airbnb. And then I start understand the other side, not just the good side and the internet, as I say, just to help me in the investigations. The problem is, when we allow children in any age, okay, use internet, they are not prepared to know what share in the internet. And these start to increase criminals going against children. And then was my mindset change for to be a bless, to be a curse. And why is so important we talk about this? Because sometimes the parents start to make the digital footprint for the children. We don't think about, but when we share location, school, routine, everything, we put in risk our children. And at the same time, we start to allow the children use the internet like something very normal, very innocent, without really think then like I made behavior analysis to protect the kids, but the criminals, they made to get the kids. And with these years to study, to work in this big tech world, I really start to understand how important is for us bring this culture about privacy for young kids and for the parents. Because like I say, behavior analysis, it's a science very good to prevent crimes. But at the same time, we allow now criminals have access our information, our kids' information. Something I think it's very important, and I always write about, is social media. It's a way for us make connection, but we need to put in age to use. And it's why it's so important to have these events to talk about, to understand why it's so important we put in age to use internet. Think with me, if us as adults, we share a lot of feelings, fears, desires, dreams, many things in the social media, imagine one child who don't understand this thing go stay there. It's why it's so important we have education about social media, because it's important for us protect our privacy, but at the same time protect our future for our kids. Something I want to bring for you, it's now we increase a lot of case and many different companies who work with kids like TikTok, X, Snapchat, Discord, because in these platforms, the people who very young people, start to share a lot there. And the problem I always say, one time you put in something out there, it's impossible to stop, really stop. It's why I think it's so important people who work in this field to protect the children understand how difficult it's stop information when you share in social media. Maybe people are going to say, oh, but I have my profile closed. Doesn't matter. You really know everyone who have access your profile. You understand if someone downloads something, you never going to have power about that information. As a behavior analyst, I see this change for these past years. Something so good for us, like who help a lot, prevent crime, understand some situations, change a lot for the bad side. It's why it's so important we talk about the limit. It's why it's so important we advocate for bills who prevent children have access to social media. For me, the most important thing is educate. But it's not possible for us, and I need to tell this for you guys here in this audience, then I really know here because care about the evolution for technology, but at the same time want to protect the kids and protect our privacy. We need to set it, some bills to have the age to use social media. For me, I always say after 18, I think it's possible have access. It's not a problem. I know maybe people gonna say, but people with 18 years old, it's a little innocent yet. They really don't understand the world like adults understand. But with 18 and these past 20 years work in the field, the behavior analysis, it's possible for me say it's more safety allowed people have, because this information, it's more pressure. It's the blessing than I say to maybe help in some investigations, protect the like woman against domestic violence, everything. But before 18, it's too young. They really don't know how use. They really don't know the type of information they pass. And we need to understand it's not possible have assured the people who gonna have access to information. Behavior analysis, it's a science amazing, very new, I think, for many different industry. Like now I'm start to work at consult for lawyers and process. I work in some organizations to help to find kids. It's amazing science, but at the same time, it's not something impossible to be done for bad people, for criminals. It's why I always, when I participate in this event, really think about this open window was for better or for worse. My answer is always for better if it's for adults to have access. It's so easy now build a profile to help people, to help companies prevent workplace violence, to prevent criminals to have access to some group of peoples, to really read the information, to understand the individuals, to prevent crimes. But at the same time, allow children share information. And doesn't matter. It's possible you get some details for a very, very innocent comments, pictures. Have a lot of people who have these skills to read the small details. For this part, it's a curse. We need to understand, we need to stop to allow our kids to share these informations. It's something I really work for. It's not possible for us wait governments or companies to do something. They try, but it's not enough. We need to work with education. I'm very advocate to make some type of the education in schools and understand how important is to protect our privacy. And maybe people will think, oh, but you use this information in your work. Yes, for sure. Like I say, it's a blessing to prevent crime, but it's just a blessing when involve adults. When involve children, it's other thing. And for me today, it's bring my experience for you, explain this new field. Maybe you hear me today and have interest to work as a behavior analysis. It's amazing, amazing job. It's amazing thing to do. Allow to me understand people, like I say, prevent crime, prevent risk for different people. But at the same time, in my professional, I learn how dangerous is the situation now, how complicated we are now with social media and children, how we are open our doors for the criminals came and get information. My if it's possible, I give advice today for you all here. Think about all the time when you go share something in social media. Think about when you're going to share any information about your kids. Think about when you think it's normal, like it's an expression for young people use social media. Really think about. I am a good person. I have this skill to read people and understand situation, but not just good people work in this field. Something I want to share now, like I know about 2 months, I have a conversation with someone for other country from law enforcement. And this person shared with me, then criminal organizations start to recruiting behavioral analysis like me to help them to make the most perfect crime. Like very networkings like for child exploitation, human trafficking. They start to try to hire very skilled people who understand, who knows how to read social media to help to make more easy the life for them to commit the crimes. It's why it's so important to understand some professional in the beginning, they are so good just for the good things. But at the same time, like in the life, and this my life in the court, I always understood that criminals, they are one foot in our front, like one step more. They always understand like quickly than good guys how to use the skill for human and for technology. The most important thing I want to share here too, to not pass my time, it's now we start to have the artificial intelligence. And we need to understand when we get that exercise, when, oh, put in your picture here, use your voice here with artificial intelligence to make us like a queen, like came someone Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, many different platforms. It's possible to use the artificial intelligence for make our face or get our voice. Be careful, okay? Be careful, because now the criminals, they use these sometimes to send message for make a scam against your family, get money, get information. Really think about when you use technology. We need to try to find a way just use for good. I think artificial intelligence, it's amazing. I use sometimes to help me organize my ideas, my day, my schedule. But really think when you share a lot, okay? Because you share something who's not possible come back. It's not revert when you share your information. It's why I always say, don't put in this type the jokes, the games when you put in your face and something with artificial intelligence. You give a lot of information. We give a lot of information for free. And we allowed not just good people, but bad people understand our life, the life, the people we love. And it's why I always talk about behavior analysis in social media. It's a question. It's a blast or it's a curse. You need to think about, try to find your answer, try to find your way to understand how to use technology just for good, and always have your mind, not just good people or talent or aware the things. Bad people, they are in the same level. They are fight against good people like us. I hope I passed the information I want to bring for you guys today. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I try stay in my time. I want to say thank you again. I hope you enjoyed to know about this field behavior analysis. If you want came to talk with me and LinkedIn, my name is Bianca Garibaldi. I'm gonna have a lot of pleasure to bring more information, to divide my tips to be a OSINT analyst, to be a behavior analyst, to help you to understand how we use the social media for good. And the most important, be aware. I think it's my message today. It's to be aware. Think about how it's important to keep your life privacy. Don't give your information for free. Don't lose your soul for technology. I think the most important is have some mystery secret in life. It's why I want to say thank you again, Angelina. I hope I pass the information.
No, it was very interesting. Oh, sorry, my microphone. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
I put my microphone to the side. No, it's very interesting to hear it from the other side, right? My other colleague that is in the background is a big privacy fan, and we talk about, and I talked to a lot of privacy people about, the fact that people do think anyway they know all of my data anyway, but what you're describing is different. Yeah, it's like okay, but also criminals
Yeah.
finding it out, right? And this, as I said, you said that so criminals were even starting to hire people like you. It's one of those things like this shouldn't surprise me. Like it's like this shouldn't surprise me,
But
but it does
oh,
anyway. And that's the thing. And we do kind of count on the fact that when it says your data isn't collected, that actually it's put in a way that it would seem that it's safe. But what you're saying from your side is it's not, and you've actually seen the implications of this, yeah. And that's really really important. And it's really important as well what you were saying about kids, like young people. Well, because we had many discussions about social media. Yesterday we had 4 sessions about social media on it. And one of the things that came up was social media literacy, right? Like we need social media literacy. And I think if we had it, because we don't have anything close to this now, but I think this would be one of the most important things to understand, right? Like
exactly.
why?
Exactly.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, the most important thing it's because I know how data is used. Like sometimes you think, oh, I have my profile closed, but you never know. Like you never know when someone downloads something, screenshots something, and when you go, it's impossible to take off for the internet. It's almost impossible. And we give for free the most of the time all our information, like routine, schedule, uh, the dreams, the fears, the problems, the mental health. We give all there, and have good people who gonna read you to help you, but have a really bad people who gonna get this information to use against you. And for young people, it's a disaster.
Yeah, I do think if people understood the actual value of their data, the actual monetary value. Like there would be a whole different uh, world order if countries would put tariffs on data of their citizens, which is a whole different thing, right? But yeah, that's, I mean, when you're saying you're giving it for free, is that you're actually giving financial benefit to someone else. So really, I really appreciate this talk. Very insightful. And again, this is an aspect of privacy I hadn't heard before and a very important one. So we'll add you. If we're probably we'll do a social media extra one, so we'll have you there as the
For sure, for sure.
it's an important part of the discussion.
Yeah, if you see, like, just I'm here to help. I'm really here to help.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank,
Thank you very much.
thank you.